Hello, Andreena. Welcome. I am so happy to have you with me today.
Thank you for having me here. I'm excited. I'm excited to share and everything. So
Mm,
we'll see how everything goes.
yes, 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 yes. All right. Where do you come from? Where were you born?
So I'm here from Southern California. I was
Mhm.
born in Corona, but was raised in Paris. So I wasn't too far from the area. Halfway through high school, we moved over to Riverside, still in Southern California. So wasn't too far, but it was a bit of a transition, especially when it's, middle of high school, going from 10th grade to 11th grade.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I was just born and raised in Southern California. I think I would definitely decide staying here. I have family who wants to try to move out of the state. It's not something I'm considering, but
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, California ain't too bad.
Yeah. The weather's always nice.
It's so true. We cannot go wrong there.
Yes.
Okay, so then, what sparked your love, your interest in eating well, nutrition?
For me, I think definitely just overall health has always been something really big within my family. My both my grandmothers, of course, had type 2 diabetes, or one has type 2 diabetes currently. And that's always been a big worry of, our extended family either suffering with diabetes or having to deal with it, or even having just any cardiovascular diseases. So, of course, having to watch out for, what they have to eat or what they have to do. So it's always been a big talk, even when I was younger. But the difficult part was just understanding how to easily change your diet, without feeling like you're so restricted. So it's always been, of course, in the back of my mind of, wanting to just know a little bit more of like, is, what they say in the social media, is that true? Oh, this whole new diet, is it actually, beneficial? Does it really help with our health? What is the actual truth? And I will say, when choosing to major in nutrition and dietetics, it did take me some time to finally say, yes, this is the degree for me. But where I'm at now, I will say I'm very glad and thankful that I decided to pursue this degree just because, just now seeing the foundation of everything, the science of everything, it really does give you a different insight as to how food really works with us, and how we really do have control over our, choices of food and everything. And there is a way of, not having to feel restricted and still feeling great about ourselves.
Mm, I
So that's
love
kind of
that.
what really sparked it, which is family health,
Yeah.
you know. And of course, me personally, I do really want to be in clinical, work. So I do want to be that clinical dietitian that's also helping others try to like find that balance of like, yes, we shouldn't have too much of one thing, but doesn't mean we can't enjoy our daily meals.
Exactly. You nailed it. Very good. Okay, so now we know how you got interested in it. But
Mhm.
now I'm going to have you walk us through your family history, just like, I mean, you've already shared some family history, but um making the decision to actually pursue education. So, please tell us all about that.
Yeah, so it's actually really interesting because coming out of high school, it wasn't really pushed on me to go to school. My parents were really adamant, more so of like, oh, you should join the Navy instead. The Navy will give you that free schooling. Oh, you should go into the military, especially
Mm,
because my older sibling was told the same and he did, pursue a career in the Navy, and is actually still within, the military at the moment as well. But I just knew I didn't want to go to the military, whether it was just me being a rebellious teenager just saying no, or just me actually wanting to extend, my knowledge and everything. I just knew schooling was just going to be the best idea for me. at the time I didn't even know how I was going to get into school. I just knew I had to find a way. So it was a difficult start. I will say, in high school, when we transitioned over to a new city and new school and everything, of course, they were offering programs that, would assist students in getting to school. And I did join one of the programs that are most common in like many high schools. And I will say it wasn't as helpful and as I would wish I could say it was. At the time, they did try to show us, how to apply to colleges, and I didn't even understand how to apply college. I didn't really have anything to like rely on to ask like how does this happen? What do I put? What do I say? Do I just write a letter? Like I don't know what to do.
Wow. Because
So
you had no parent that went to college or really any relatives, right?
no, no, I didn't. So it was a bit difficult, especially trying to enter like a university level.
Mm.
Um,
Hmm.
I didn't really have anybody, that was really close that I could say, oh, yes, I could rely on them for those kind of questions. I will say my parents were very supportive and very helpful as much as they could,
Oh,
but
bless their
it,
hearts.
unfortunately, I mean, if you don't know the process, it's a bit hard to,
Oh, yeah.
guide somebody to go through it. So I remember I did have to rely like on guidance counselors a bit more when it came to, wanting to go to universities or what did majors mean. I didn't know what like majoring and minoring meant. And, when people said, oh yeah, I have this major, I have this degree, like I wasn't understanding the lingo.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, even within the high school level of like advisors, they were more so, I won't say they were discouraging me from going to school, but it was just more so like, oh, well, are you sure you're really going to make it through school? Are you really sure you're going
Mm.
to actually accomplish this degree and stuff? And
Wow.
so I will say even that kind of pushed me to say, maybe they don't have that much faith in me, but I have a feeling I can do this. I know I
Ah,
could.
so it was a blessing in disguise because it like encouraged you even more.
Yes, yeah. I could even say I had one high school teacher. I think I remember I went up to him and I said, oh, I really want to apply to this university. It just seems like a really good university, and they at the time I actually wanted to major into something different within the medical field, not
Oh,
knowing that it was not meant to be for me.
okay.
Um, and I remember I was like, oh yes, I want to go to the school, like this is the school for me. I need to go.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time he even said, oh, maybe you shouldn't apply just because I already know they're gonna reject you.
Ah,
And
oh,
so
that's
yeah,
horrible. Andreena.
yeah. So I remember I felt so lost because I thought, well, I thought, anybody could apply anywhere and you just
Right.
made your decision of yes or no. I didn't understand the whole rejection process or withdrawing. I really was just
But
lost in the
that's,
dark.
that is just very unprofessional of him to even say that. I mean, what did he couldn't just base it on just anything. I mean, why do you think he even said
Yeah.
that?
You know, at the time, I'm really not sure. I mean, I could imagine, of course, maybe he saw that, a lot of the students within the area I grew up in or lived in and everything did not make it to so many universities. So it could have been just
Mm.
a preconception of, well, that doesn't really go on around here.
Oh
Um,
no.
which I still to this day wish I could go back and just encourage those students like it doesn't matter where you're growing up, it doesn't matter where you come from,
Correct.
anybody can get to the school, anybody could do
Correct.
it,
Mm.
so it
Yes.
doesn't matter what walk of life you've been through, you're capable of doing it.
Yeah.
So I do remember at the time my mom really helped me. She tried to speak with even counselors in the community college that was within the city, and so from there, that's when I did decide to do my education at a community college, and from there decide what do I really want to do, what do I want to become, what do I want to major in, so on and
Perfect.
so forth. And I will say, for anybody who's listening, I
Hmm.
did change my major so many times. I can kid you not, I went back and forth of do I want to do this? Do I want to do this other thing? Maybe I want to be an engineer. Maybe I want to go in pharmaceutical. Like I had so many ideas and I
Uh-huh.
just didn't understand of like this is the perfect school for it. This other school is perfect for that, you know. So eventually it was towards the end of my first year of college. That's when I fully decided that yes, I did want to go into nutrition dietetics. I did want to be that, you know, clinical dietitian.
Yes.
And at the moment, I didn't know what school had offered that degree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I actually had to go to again like another college advisor and say, hey, you know, I want to do this. I want to pursue this degree. What do I do? Where do I go? And that's when I, you know, started hearing about Loma Linda and how they're great in that area. You know, and of course Loma Linda's a real well-known school. I mean, I think from across the nation. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
just hearing the name, of course, gets you excited, and you just think, okay,
Right.
yes, I will work my way up to Loma Linda.
Oh, so wonderful.
And so I will say again, it was another advisor that would say that had told me at the time, oh, well, you can't get to Loma Linda if you're just coming from a community college. So you have to go through like this next step, you know, through another university. And
Whoa.
so I will admit there was a lot of, you know, bumps in the road. There was a lot of mistakes that I've made that now looking back, I'm just like, oh, I didn't have to make those mistakes. You know, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have to spend another year at another university when it was I could have just gone straight to Loma Linda. But
Oh,
again,
wow.
everything has a reason for it. God has a plan for everything. So
There you go.
I'm not too upset about it. You know, I'm glad I really went through this whole process just because
Good.
then I can discuss it with others who are also looking to, you know, go to
Mm-hmm.
school and everything.
That's
So then I
right.
can help them and guide them and encourage them of like, no, we could figure it out and we can get you there.
Right.
So
So true.
eventually, yes, I did all the prerequisites. And then actually at the time, I didn't even know what prerequisites were. I didn't even know like how college worked. I, again, was just lost. I was so lost with everything. I remember even the first semester of college, I really thought they would give me a schedule and I would just follow it. I
Oh,
didn't know I had to register for classes and everything. So it took me a while to get used to it. It did, but I
yeah.
will say, I mean, I learned a lot. I really did learn a lot and I'm appreciative of it. I really thank God for putting me through all of that. Just so I can see what, you know, others are possibly going through and what may be
Correct.
discouraging to others and kind of also be there to say, hey, if you know, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Like we all
Mm,
can do this. We can get through this. So
that's right.
yeah, so I mean eventually, you know, I got that interview for Loma Linda, which I remember telling my family about it. I remember I told them, I said I got the interview, you know, I think this is a step closer to just being accepted. And they were just over the moon. They couldn't believe that I
Oh.
made it this far, that I actually am about to enter university level and at Loma Linda, you know, of all schools, they would have never thought. So I remember I still have my acceptance letter and everything from the day after I
Great.
got accepted. I kept it and I was like, I'm keeping this.
Oh,
This is just I can never let it go. Like I did it. Like I finally did it, you know. So
great.
I remember I cried to my mom and I was just like, I can't I was so overwhelmed by
Yeah.
just the fact that, you know, from going from, you know, no one in my family really going to college or university level or even getting a bachelor's degree, you know,
Right?
to now being at, you know, a university almost done, you know, in a couple months and
Mm-hmm.
receiving that degree is just, it's
Wow.
very overwhelming. I will say it's very overwhelming, but it's very accomplished, like
Oh,
accomplishing, like
yes. It feels
it's
incredible, doesn't it?
it does. Oh my goodness, I can't even put it in words. Um,
Mm.
but I mean, I will say it's definitely God's plan. Everything that I've ever been through, everything that I've ever been told, just any little detail that has occurred, I do glorify God a hundred
Amen.
percent. Because without Him, I would not be here. I would
Oh,
not be here. I would not be receiving my degree. Like, I
wow.
just know at the beginning, yes, it feels like, where's God? Like, I thought God was gonna be here to help me. Like, where is He?
Yeah.
To now, when I look back at it, I'm just saying to myself, He was there from the very first step, from the very first day. He was there, even if whatever mistakes were made. He was there, and He was there guiding me to become a better person, a better student, and even now just better dietitian in the future for my career. So it's
Yes.
been a long journey.
Oh,
It has really been a
wow.
long journey, but I am
Mm-hmm.
I am so very happy. I'm so
Oh,
very happy about it.
oh, Andreena, I am I am encouraged and inspired, even though I've heard your story already, but to hear it again just is such a great reminder that God is always there. When we think He's not there, He
Oh
really
yeah,
is. And He's just
he is.
guiding the detours.
Oh yes. Oh yes, and that's why even now my older sibling, he's now trying to go back to school, and
Good.
he's almost, in his 30s and everything, and he does feel like maybe it's too late, maybe,
Oh,
I
nope.
can't do this. But I mean,
Yeah,
I tell him, I say, and I think anybody could go back to school, anybody can do it, no matter
so
what it
true.
is. Like, there's a way. When there's a will, there's a way. And especially when you're just depending on God and for that strength and that
Amen.
encouragement, that wisdom. I mean, it's there. It's
Yeah.
definitely there.
Wow, look at
Yeah,
that. You have been an inspiration to your older sibling.
yeah. I like to brag that about it too.
Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, that is just truly wonderful. And I know that you're younger than him, but
Mhm.
he is admiring you for the courage that you've had to move forward.
Oh yeah, and even to my younger sibling, I tell her to,
Mm,
not to give up. She did the same route as
amen.
me, where she's starting off with community college first and then branching out to
Okay,
university. And I
great.
tell her, I said, I think that was the best time for me because, especially at a community college level, you tend to see a lot of people from a lot of different, walks of life or different ages, or people who have children, and even the young ones or even older ones or whoever it may be. And you truly see their dedication to school. And
Mm,
for me, that just pushed
yes.
me more. Like, if they can do it, I can do it. Like, we got this. We're here to push each other. If they need help, I'm here to help them. Or if I need help, I know I can rely on them. So, I
Awesome.
mean, I think everyone has a little bit of an encouragement, like, for others. I think a lot of people
Correct.
don't know about that. I think, maybe we walk through our daily lives thinking like, oh, well, no one's really watching or no one's really listening. But in reality, there's so many people who are watching one another and looking up to others without the other person even realizing.
Mm. Ooh, excellent. Well said. So true. So, Andrina, is there a Bible verse or a Bible passage or a Bible story that you have used in the past years to just encourage you or to remind you to keep going?
I and I know it's gonna be like a typical one,
That's fine.
but
It's
but
all
I know
good.
for sure I've always kind of relied on the, the for, I know the plans I have for you,
Yes.
verse
Love that
Jeremiah
one.
29:11. When I was younger, and I grew up in the church and everything, and I would hear that verse all the time and think,
Yeah.
oh yeah, of course, of course God has a plan. It'll just come and everything. But it isn't until you're really, set with challenges that you really see that verse and you see it as truth. It's
Mm,
complete truth that He does know the plans for you, and it's not to hurt you or harm you, even though it may seem like it at the time where we're just like, why did this have to happen, or why did that have to happen? But in
correct.
those cases, it's like it had to happen to push on for the next step.
Mm, mm,
So that's something I definitely would rely on a lot. And of course, everyone has like their own verse and everything, each to their own and everything. But this is
right.
the one that just continuously has always been in the back of my mind of, you know, I can do this. I could do this, and whatever God has for me in the future, I know He has it set for me.
Mm,
Whatever may come, go, He has it for me.
I love it. It's so refreshing to hear these encouraging words from a young person like you. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing that. You're so right. And before we end, can you share any favorite nutrition practices? Like maybe two or three of them that you like to do on a regular basis? You yourself.
For me myself,
Hmm.
I used to be very restrictive with myself. Obviously, like as a teenage girl, you think I have to be restrictive to lose weight or to, have that quote unquote perfect body when in
We've
reality
all
you
thought
don't.
that way. Hmm.
Yeah.
And we've
So
all done
I
that.
think
Hmm.
yes. Oh my gosh. The many girls I think I've even ran across that I just hear them talking about it. I'm just like, oh, my heart breaks. No, that's
Right?
not the truth.
Hmm.
So I will say for me, one of my nutrition practice that I do on a daily is telling myself I need to eat. If I'm hungry in the morning, I need to eat. If I'm hungry in the afternoon, I need to eat. And if I'm hungry at night, I need to eat. And of course,
Yes.
everything else will be incorporated when it comes to like the whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and everything like that. But to start off, I just need to eat. So that's something I definitely try to encourage others is when you feel like I shouldn't eat,
Ooh,
you
yeah.
should eat. You should really
Yes.
eat. And whatever it is, just know it's fueling your body and it's just nutrients for your body. You need it. And even
Right.
for college students. College students, I know we get so busy and we forget to
Yeah.
eat because we're studying so much for an exam. And it's like,
Right.
no, please just take the break, and go find a snack for yourself,
There you
go
go.
eat. Make sure you're, fueling not only your body, but your brain as well. You need that to concentrate and continue on. So that's definitely one of them.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. I love it.
Yeah, and of course, I'm a big person on exercise, even if it's
Yep.
just a hike, a walk, whatever it may be. I know every day it's just so good to just step outside and just take that time, even to disconnect if you need to. Just take the
Yes.
time to really move your body and get your body going, whether it's in the morning or at night. Me preferably, I that's my like wake up call is just okay. I need to go. Let me go run around the block real quick. It'll wake
Good.
me up, and then I'm ready for class to start at 8 a.m.
Right.
So that's another thing that I for sure will practice and continue practicing. So I definitely even try to tell like people my age, even though we're young and everything, we think, oh, I don't need to exercise right now. That's usually like when you get older. It's like, no, you should get into a habit now.
Oh, yes.
So
So true.
suffer about it later on. So
Right.
yeah,
Yes. Excellent. Fabulous. Thank you for sharing those with us.
yeah,
And okay, so we're gonna end now. So when it comes to just sharing last encouraging words with someone who grew up in a family where there are no other relatives that have gone to a university, but they want to, but they're fearful. What words of encouragement do you have for them?
I would say just go for it.
Mm,
Whatever
yes.
it is, whether it's that meeting with the advisor, whether it's just submitting the application or just applying for whatever class it may be, go for it. Because you never know if that's just the first step to your long journey of success. So
Wow.
that's definitely what I would say. It's just even if I was a shy person myself, in high school, even as shy as you are, as introvert as you are, go for it. It never hurts to just try.
There you go. Excellent. Yes, there are the shyer types of personalities or the introverts, and I
Mhm.
am that type of person, and I know it is scary. It is scary to reach out to people. But
Oh
I
yeah.
like what you're saying. Even if you are an introvert, even though if you're shy, reach out.
Oh yeah. 100%. Yes.
Excellent. Well, Andreena, I Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for sharing your story, for taking your time to spend
Thank
with
you. Thanks for
me.
allowing me.
Thank you. I know Tuesday is a long day for you and class all day. I know you're tired, and you gladly obliged to
Oh, of course. Yes,
sharing.
definitely.
Thank you. May God bless you. I know that graduation is around the corner, and then in a year, another graduation.
Yes.
So,
It's exciting.
yes, I know. I'm so proud of you. So, may God continue to
Thank you.
bless you in every area of your life.
Thank you so much.